Hello and welcome. This is In the Flow and On Track with Jessica Loper. This will be our last video for 2024. I am going to take an extra week off. I'll be back Monday, January 6th. So I hope you enjoy your holidays. And today, what I wanted to share with you and talk about is just some reflection, how to close the year up and get ready for the new year. So it has been a whirlwind. I feel like the end of this year, there has been a lot going on with politics and media and all sorts of crazy things, in the sense of like there's a lot of information coming out and a lot being revealed, and a lot of people that are being brought to a lot more awareness, and it feels like time is speeding up. In fact, my 7-year-old the other day even said something to me, "Mom, why is time getting faster?" And I just said to him, "What do you mean? Like, did you hear that somewhere? Did you watch a video about that? Like, where's this coming from?" And he's like, "No, time's getting faster. Why is it getting faster?" And I just kind of had to laugh because I feel the same way. And it is like things are speeding up, things are shifting faster, we're learning quicker, we're evolving quicker. Just the awareness for a lot of people is just getting more heightened, even if you don't notice it. Like there's probably things that are just coming naturally to you, so you don't even notice what it is, but just being able to pick up on things, on patterns, and questioning things, like it's just quickening. It's quickening for a lot of people, and our ability to just to learn and adapt and evolve. This is the time. This is the time. So, what are you gonna do? Right? So I also feel like these last few weeks, at least for me, and you'll have to let me know if you have also felt this way, but it's been a time of reflection and reevaluating. It is a good time to look back on the year, like what went well, what didn't go well, what do I need to change, what can I do better, what am I proud of. In fact, I'd even invite you to journal on this if it's calling you, and just, take some time. I'll give you a few questions, okay? So if you need to pause this video, you can, or just, grab a paper or type it in your phone. But let's do 4, okay? Number 1, what is a task that you want to finish before the end of the year? It could be so simple, but like what would just feel good to get off your plate, get it done before the year's over? Maybe it's an errand or something you need to clean or a phone call you need to make, but just that thing that's been lingering, that it would feel good to just take care of it and just have it done out of the way before the new year. Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2, what is something that you learned this year? Could be something you learned about yourself, about life, a belief system. It could be educational. What did you learn in 2024? Number 3, what is something you need to improve and work on? Maybe, I don't know, just what's something you could work on, improve, do better? We all have something that we could do better on. And that's not a bad thing. It's just part of being human. It's part of being growth. We all have things that we need to work on. Okay. Number 4, what is one thing you are proud of from 2024? And this is for yourself. I don't mean being proud of your kid or a friend or a spouse or anything like that. What's one thing for you that you're proud of yourself for? And just give yourself a pat on the back for that. What's something you accomplished? And maybe it's not something obvious or tangible. Maybe it's even something internal. Maybe it's a pattern you were able to release, or something you were able to accept and move on from. Could be anything. What are you proud of? You've got something to be proud of. Okay, so wrapping up the year, it is a good time to reflect. Just tie up any loose ends and get some extra rest. I know things get busy for some people with travel or gatherings or whatever it is, but if you can and it resonates with you, make some time for some extra rest. I need to take that advice as well. I tend to get real busy and just go, go, go. And this morning I actually did take some extra time to meditate and rest. And most mornings I just get up and get going. But I took my time this morning. And I'm going to try and do that more the next few weeks. I am like, that's one way that I can take more rest is just to slow down in the morning a little bit, take a little more time for myself. Yeah, so, all right. And then we have New Year's coming up, New Year Day, January 1st. So I always like to give you that invitation to set goals if you feel led to, of course, as many people do. If it feels better, you could even just set a simple intention or pick a word for the year. I personally like to keep it pretty simple around January 1st, and it doesn't have to be on the 1st, okay? Maybe you feel like setting some goals a couple days before or a couple days after. So if you miss the 1st and it's, the 2nd or 3rd, don't feel like you missed the window. Like, just do it when it's a good time for you to do it. And when you're in the mood to do it, when you feel like doing it, because if you're trying to force a bunch of goals just because it's January 1st, like those things are not going to happen. It's not going to go well. Right? So if it's a couple days before or after, that's fine too. Or if it just feels overwhelming or like too much, then just, pick a word for the year or something. I kind of like to do some bigger plans and goals in the spring, around spring equinox. That's when I really like to deep dive into more goals. So that's just for me personally. But yeah, I'll sit down and do a little bit around January 1st, but I like to keep it pretty simple. So just do what feels good for you. There's no pressure there, So I'll be back after the new year. I am going to take some time to reevaluate what I'm doing as well. I started doing these bi-weekly videos to get back into, posting and showing up and kind of figuring out what I'm doing and what I want to share, what I want to offer. And I do still, just being completely transparent here, I do feel still kind of like I don't know what I want to do. So if you're feeling that way, it's okay. I think I have so many things I want to do and so many directions I could go. Sometimes it is hard to just come back to how am I meant to serve? How am I meant to show up? What kind of people can I best help and what do they need? So I'm going to take some time the next few weeks to feel more into that as well. I really do like the idea of staying on track with goals and motivation, of course, but I just need to get more clear, I guess, on what I want to do. And I've kind of been dabbling more into learning about AI. I enrolled in a course and been looking at some things for content planning, and it's like I don't even know why. Like, I feel so drawn to just like, okay, I want to learn about this. I feel like there's something here for me. It's fascinating. It's fascinating. So, and I don't even know why I'm sharing that. I guess I'll share more if more comes to me around that, and if it feels like valuable information to share here in this space. I don't know. Maybe it's just for my own knowledge, but I do find it quite fascinating. And I do think the world is going to be changing and shifting a lot of ways with consciousness and awakening. I mean, it already is, but even more so next year, and just seeing where things go with AI and how it changes, and just how oh, this is not what I was planning on talking about. But I guess I don't know. I think that it'll be interesting to see what plays out. As always, I believe that the greater good is always in our best interest and at play. So if there's things that seem like setbacks for certain people, or companies, or how the world changes, that it's always for the greater good. And when we let go of one thing, something greater always comes of it. And so I'm choosing to look at what are the positives here. I think I just want to learn, because it's like, where are those lines of what is helpful and what is detrimental? Detrimental. Didn't quite get that word right. So it's just, for my own knowledge and whatever I can share, to help others and see what happens next year. I think it's going to be an interesting year. I'll just leave it at that, and hopefully I have more to share in a few weeks here and have a better sense of direction. I think we're always pivoting and growing and learning and changing, and that's totally okay. So if you feel like you don't know what you're doing and you need to reevaluate, that's okay. All right, take care. Happy holidays.